Good day, good people. Relevant Thoughts Blog is back. I'm your guy, Lewis to the T, and today is Relevant Thoughts Blog Drop Day. Yes, it is Monday, so I have something to say. I have something to say about something, and my t-shirt will give it away sometimes. Today, my shirt says free indeed. It really is more of an honor and a celebration to the fact that we're coming to the close of Black History Month, and we celebrate, the Black American experience and the Black American contribution to American culture and society. I know that we talk about the Black American or just African people's impact globally, but we really do take this time during Black History Month that was created here by us and for us to talk about Black people's experience and contribution to America. So this shirt really stood out for me in my wardrobe today. Like, hey, I think this is what I'm gonna do. We're gonna talk about freedom in a little bit different context. I was contemplating the subject of have our options become our choice. And what I mean by that is that we have fought for so long to have more opportunities, to have more doors open. We have fought to be included into mainstream society. Historically speaking, it was really about just conducting day-to-day business as a human being with our dignity intact. Not having to sit at the back of the bus, not having to sit on a particular rail car on the train, not having to find, restrooms and water fountains and restaurants and hotels that would accommodate just our typical needs as people, whether we were traveling or whether we were just conducting business at grocery stores and retail outlets, restaurants and the such. We had to fight just to get into those spaces because we didn't own most of those spaces and we didn't have a lot of options. So we were just fighting to be included into society. And so we needed those options, but now we're in a space where we are expanding or have expanded since then our way into other areas where we don't necessarily have to be, but it's our right to be. And so I don't talk against the idea of us being included in spaces through affirmative action, whether it was organizations or companies or universities specifically going to predominantly white institutions, letting it be known that we have a right to be there, that this elite education that was shielded from us now has to, have us a part of, its legacy, have us a part of the technology and the advancement that is there. But when I think about that expansion of options, I wonder if we have created so many options that our options have now become our choice. Whereas there was a time we just wanted to be able to conduct business with dignity like everybody else. We now live in a time where we do have Black-owned products and Black-owned businesses. We do have stable, thriving, historically Black colleges and universities, and yet we continue to push forward an agenda to be a part of institutions, organizations, companies, parts of society that do not want our presence. And I am becoming really conflicted about that. Why do we put so much effort and energy into being in spaces where we are not welcome? Where not only are we not welcome, we are not celebrated, we are not treated properly when we are there. And I know that it's bigger than any conversation I can have in the next few minutes. And I recognize our right to be, but where is the balance between our right to be? Where is the balance between our option and our actual choice? Should our athletes be at universities that don't even recognize diversity, equity, and inclusion at an academic level, but they do at an athletic level? They will continue to recruit our baseball players and our football players and our basketball players and our track stars, but they don't necessarily want you there as an intellect or a scholar. Not saying that athletes can't be both, but there are literally rules being set up that say, from an academic perspective, we do not have to participate in affirmative action. We will not allow you to discuss particular subjects along the lines of DE&I. We will remove curriculum that talk about particular subjects, but we'll take your athletes. And so when I think about that, I think about the impact that it has on who we are as a people. I think about the impact that it has on larger society and how we're viewed when we are in society. And I will never forget the cover of a magazine that said, "America does not like Black people, it likes Black culture." That our culture is acceptable, but we are not. And so these are just things that cross my mind. And one of the things that sparked this internal conversation for me is a video that has kind of went viral about David Banner expressing himself in a forum where he said, "We get really angry with Black athletes who end up with white wives, but we never really talk about the fact that we sent them to predominantly white institutions to be mentored by white coaches, to be in white spaces, and then we wonder why they end up having an affection for white women." And this isn't a call, to tell people who to love. This isn't me having a conversation about like a separatist agenda and, interracial couples or anything of that nature. But he made a really good point that all of this is being set up as we send them into these institutions, and then we become angry with them when they become a product of what we pushed so hard for. We do need to have that part of the conversation. And so hopefully this will spark us to have some good back and forth. I do not expect everybody to agree with me. Hopefully I didn't even put forth enough points for us to disagree on, but I do think there are points for us to ponder and have deeper, larger conversations about as we move into Women's History Month. Because the one thing I will say about women as a whole, Black women in particular, when there is a decision to be made about whether they're going to have a conference or a seminar, if they're going to put their money towards a particular charity, or just do a particular thing, it happens. And it happens without them being called divisive. It happens without them being called separatists. And so as Black American people, as African American people, I want us to kind of take that same energy. And when we make decisions, we should stand on those decisions. When we want things to be done in and for our community, we need to be able to do that and say that without hesitation and without apology. And so today, I hope I just spark some conversation. I hope that I made you think a little bit more, and hopefully you can lend your relevant thought to this topic. So you'll see this video on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. You'll see a snippet on X, because hey, that's their rule. And I may even add it to my TikTok. So see you guys soon. Have an amazing rest of the week.